Let's take a look at a couple of different and great ways to do a turkey on the grill. Whether it's a charcoal grill like our Broil King keg or on the rotisserie on our Broil King Sovereign XL90, it's really easy to do and you're going to get an awesome result. Let's get into it. Now you might notice we have two different turkeys here. One I'm going to do on the charcoal grill, one on the gas grill on the rotisserie. So it's two different ways to get to the same result. What I've done already that you guys don't necessarily need to see is I've removed the neck, the giblets, and so on from the turkey. So we're just going to quickly pat the birds dry. It helps with the adhesion of your seasoning, gives you crispier skin as well. Here's a basic poultry rub. You can expand on this however you want. I have ground black pepper, some fine sea salt. You can use regular table salt here too, nothing crazy. Ground sage, don't get crazy with this, it's strong stuff. Oregano, thyme, and rosemary. Nothing wild here. Just gonna mix these all together to get a nice ratio. And remember, I'm doing two birds, so this could be more than you would want. Use all this rosemary. Add about half the salt, see how it comes together. Maybe more than that will be required. We'll see. Got a nice mix there. Now this is going to be a little bit odd because some of the herbs are so light and the pepper and the salt tend to be a little bit heavier. So you want to keep it moving, keep a bit of a swirl there so you get a nice mix to it, right? I'm just going to make a quick compound butter to actually put under the skin of the turkey. And then we're going to rub the outside of the turkey with butter as well. It gives you awesome crisp skin. So what this does, you're adding fat into the breast meat on the turkey. It keeps it nice and moist and nice and flavorful as you cook it. So you get a better result. What I'm going to do now is add in about a third, maybe a quarter of our seasoning into the softened butter. Don't microwave your butter to soften it, just a bowl of warm water also helps too. So we've got our seasoning there. I'm just going to mix this up. And this is what we're putting under the skin. It's not necessarily what I'm seasoning the outside of the bird with. You could do it all in one shot if you want. One of the challenges with poultry is that it's difficult to season through the skin. So what you have to do is actually open up the membrane between the breast meat and the skin, and we're going to season in between there. You have to do this on both sides. There's quite a strong membrane that runs right down the breastbone when you're trying to do this. So open up both sides, you'll get a better result doing it. So it's one side, now we go to the other. There we go. So there we go, that's an easy way to get your turkey set up for seasoning. Let's get the compound butter in there. We've got the compound butter under the skin. You can actually see it happening under here. You want a nice distribution. It's not the easiest thing in the world to get a good distribution there, but you can move it around from the outside too, and you can see how that works out. Once you have the butter inside the turkey, then you can butter the outside of it. We'll add the seasoning after that. At this point, we have a nice coating of butter on the outside of our bird. I'm going to give it a good seasoning with our barbecue rub, and then we can get it right on the grill. Another way you can infuse flavor into your turkey, aside from the rub that we've used both under the skin and on the skin, is with something like this, a fresh herb bundle. I've made this up with rosemary, thyme, and oregano. And I'm going to, in the charcoal grill, I'm actually going to hang this below the cooking grid. As that heats, you get that essence of these herbs into the turkey, into the smoke as it's happening in the charcoal grill. Great way to do it. You can do that on a gas grill too. You'd want to use wood chips or something for a nice fuel source. So it's worth a shot. Give it a try, guys. Okay, we have our bird ready to go. I have my fresh herb bundle. Let's take it to the grill. So we've got our turkey ready to go. The fresh herb bundles on. The keg is about 350. Here we go. Okay, we have our second turkey ready to go here. This one we're going to put on the rotisserie for the gas grill. So a little bit different setup. The technique, the recipe, the prep is all the same, but it's a little bit different setup than what we did with the one for the keg. So here we go. I'm going to tuck the legs back into the piece of skin here to retain the legs. Then we have to get the wings tied in place. A good measure of butcher's string. You want to unspool your string when your hands are still reasonably clean, so you can actually reuse the string later on. Moving on. So let's get the turkey set up on the rotisserie, then we can go to the grill. Now I have this fork secured on the rotisserie. I'm going to feed the spit rod through the cavity of the turkey, and in the process I'll end up retaining the drumsticks in place. So you can see the forks on the rotisserie are actually retaining the legs in place. That's important because you don't want the leg to pop out and say jam on the inside of the casting of the barbecue. That means the rotisserie will stop rolling smoothly. So I have the second fork. This isn't too glamorous, you just have to pierce the bird with this thing and we're away to the races. So we keep using the drip pan at this point. It's going to keep everything nice and clean, and now we'll go to the grill. Here we are. Okay, we're outside. We have our turkey on the spit. We're ready to go. The grill is preheated to just above 400 degrees. Once the turkey goes on, that'll drop to about 375 or so, and we can stabilize it there. One thing I've done is set up my drip pan already. That's going to keep my barbecue nice and clean while it's cooking. I will add liquid there, apple juice, water, cranberry, wine, whatever you like to flavor the turkey. And I have our Broil King smoker box with apple wood chips. Those wood chips I soak for about half an hour, and you can see there's just a hint of smoke coming out of there. The other thing that's neat about this, and I'm not going to touch it because it's going to be really hot, but that tab actually slides back and forth, so you get a shutter effect happening. You can control how much smoke you're getting in your food. To get the rotisserie onto the grill, simple as it sounds, pick the bird up and get it right in there. Have our rear rotisserie burner on. We have some smoke happening on our smoker box. Our rotisserie's on, it's rolling nicely. We can make sure our temperature is normalized, check on it a couple of times, and we'll come back. Okay, we're just coming up on the 3.5 hour mark. This has been between 300 and 325 degrees the entire time it's been on the grill. I checked the temperature a couple of minutes ago with a probe thermometer. Internal temperature on the breast is over 170. On the drums and thighs, it's over 180. That's exactly where you want to be for the turkey to be done, but not dry. We're going to take this off the grill, let it rest for about half an hour, and carve it up, see what we got. Let's get to it. Look at that. Nice crispy golden skin. Now we flipped this once during the cooking process. We'll probably get a better result by doing that. Do you have to flip your bird every time? No, you don't, but this seems to work, so I'm sticking with it. Best way to get it off the grill, get your tongs. If you have a silicone oven mitt, you can do this too. So what I'm going to do is just get into the cavity of the bird, pick the whole thing up with these tongs. Got my drip pan nice and close to the grill. Let's see how we look on the other side here. Yes, look at that. Look at all the juices. That is going to be fantastic. At this point, we've reached our ideal temperatures on the turkey, 180 degrees in the breast, 170 degrees in the legs. I have my roasting pan, I have my large cutting board to support it. What I'm going to do now is loosen the far fork on the rotisserie before I take it off the grill and slide the entire thing into the pan. Let it rest for about half an hour and it's ready to carve. We'll look at these guys side by side and we can dig in. We've had about half an hour to rest. 3 turkeys ready to go. 1, 2, 3. This is the one that we did on the keg. That's the one that we did on the rotisserie. Looking at them, not a huge difference between the two. The one thing you may pick up a bit differently is smoke flavor. Because this was done on the charcoal in the keg, you're gonna have a stronger, just general smoke sort of taste. The one that we did on the rotisserie, we used our Broil King smoker box with applewood chips in it. So 2 different versions of the same execution, kind of like we talked about from the beginning. What we're gonna do at this point is take the turkey, put it on the cutting board, we can carve it up, and then we get to eat. Let's do it. Once you get your turkey carved up, pair it with some fantastic side dishes, bring in your guests, and enjoy.